Hey, it's Eli here. Before this video gets started, I just have a quick announcement to make. So recently, I got these brand new avatars, and I'm going to use them in my videos from now on. They're a big step up from the old pixel art avatars, which weren't really that good. I mean, they were fine, but these ones are a lot better, and I'm super proud of them. Anyways, on to the video. Mario. I like Mario. You like Mario. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson likes Mario. Wait, does he? Yeah, he probably does. So obviously, Mario is a huge gaming icon. He has so many great games, and it's insane how consistently good this series is. That's why today, I'm going to start a brand new 4-part series in search of the answer to this question. What, in my opinion, is the best Mario game of all time? In this series, I will review every mainline Mario game and give them a score from 1 to 5. In episode 1, we will be reviewing all Mario games on NES, Super NES, Game Boy, and Game Boy Advance. In episode 2, we will review all Mario games on N64, GameCube, and DS. In episode 3, I will be reviewing all Mario games on Wii, 3DS, Wii U, and Switch. In the third episode, I will also compile my top 10 list of favorite Mario games. And then, the fourth and final part in the series will be a video essay all about my number 1 Mario game pick and why it's my favorite. Let's get started. Are you ready? Dwayne will be mad if you aren't. Starting off this video, let's talk about the console that saved the video game industry after that ET abomination of a game. The Nintendo Entertainment System. The game Super Mario Bros. Released on July 14th, 1983. The game became a huge success due to its amazing controls and saving the video game industry. So my review of Super Mario Bros. It's pretty good. The thing is, it's just hard to come back to. That's because all of the entries in the franchise that came after it just added and added and added. And so this feels like a very bare bones Mario experience. It's good, but in this way, it reminds me of Super Smash Bros. 64. It was a great game at the time, but there's no reason to come back to it at all, because all the games that came after it just added and added and added. But anyway, the controls were great for the time, and when I say that, I mean it. Just play just about any other non-Mario platforming game on the console, and immediately you'll know what I mean. Also, the music is catchy, I think. After all these years of hearing these overplayed songs, it's kinda hard to tell if this music is good or not, but I'm pretty sure it is. Anyways, all the characters' designs are simple but effective. If you can have characters that have been pretty much globally recognizable for 35 years, then you know you did something right. This game may seem like it aged poorly, but if you consider that it's a Nintendo Entertainment System game, then you can tell it aged phenomenally. The controls may seem a little stiff, but that's just because Mario Maker spoils you, okay? Seriously, like I said earlier, if you compare this game's controls to any other NES game's controls, you'll be able to see why this game's controls were so great, and why this game just in general saved the video gaming industry as we know it. I give Super Mario Bros. A 5 out of 5. While there may be no reason to come back to it nowadays, its creativity and controls were absolutely incredible at the time, and on top of it, it's just aged very, very well, and I believe that being able to age well is one of the most important steps to good game design. Anyway, let's move on to the next game in the Super Mario Bros. Series. But now, moving on to the second game in the Super Mario Bros. Series, which is Super Mario Bros. 2. By now, you're most likely aware that this game is just a reskin version of the game Doki Doki Panic, and it was given to us Americans because apparently, we're too stupid to beat the lost levels. But my question is, why is this game given so much praise? It's literally just a reskin of an already existing game. Why don't we give love to Doki Doki Panic instead, if that's the real game we're playing? And how is it even legal for Nintendo to do this anyways? Anyways, Mario 2 is a lot different from Mario 1, obviously. Instead of having Goombas and stomping on them, you have Shy Guys that you have to pick up and then yeet. Also, this was the first appearance of Birdo and several other characters that became Mario staples. I do like that this one took risks to be different, and it really did pay off. Anyways, I have a good amount of fun playing this one, and unlike Mario 1, it's easier to come back to because of how different it is from all the rest. But my problem with it is that, well, it's just hard to give Super Mario Bros. 2 any praise, while the real game that I'm playing is Doki Doki Panic. But I still give this game a 3 out of 5. It's fun and all, but personally, the thought that pops into my mind whenever I play it is, dude, was this really necessary for it to exist? And my answer is no. I'd rather just play Doki Doki Panic. After all, it is just the same game. Anyway, I got a little sidetracked there. Let's just move on to Mario Bros. 3. Super Mario Bros. 3, a classic and is considered to be the magnum opus of Mario games by many. I can understand why people love this game, because nostalgia! No, I'm just kidding. Sorta. Anyways, Mario 3 is an absolutely iconic game. It basically took Mario 1 and just expanded on it. The controls are even better, the camera lets you go back now, and the visuals are cleaner as well. Also, I feel like we take the whole world map thing for granted in modern Mario games. Can we just acknowledge how genius of an idea that is? Seriously, it lets you string together a series of levels, and on top of that, it adds a fun environment and add catchy music as a cherry on top. I don't know about you, but I feel like world maps are great and are criminally underrated. Also, this was the first sense of what it felt like to have a real cinematic feeling Mario game. Sure, there were no cutscenes or anything, but it actually had a bit of a story, and the Bowser fight at the end probably felt extremely climactic when lots of people played it for the first time, and when you beat him, you feel very satisfied. If I had to pick a favorite level, I'd go with the one where everything is big. It's easily the most creative one in the game, and also, there's a Super Mario Galaxy 2 stage that took a lot of inspiration from it. And lastly, I think the music is great, but similar to Mario 1, I've heard all of these songs so many times that I've become numb to them. But I'm 95% sure the songs in this game are good and are incredibly catchy. I give Super Mario Bros. 3 a 4 out of 5. I only give it a 4 because Mario 3 is spectacular, but I don't know, man, there are just better ones out there. Not to say it's a bad game at all, because it's great, but I just feel like there are other Mario games out there I'd rather play. It's great, but it's just not the best, that's all. And now we're finally done with the NES Mario games, and now we can move on to the SNES games. Have you ever noticed how all the games on this console have Super in the title? Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Kirby Superstar, Super Punch-Out? Anyways, that was totally unrelated, but the next game we'll be diving into is Super Mario World. And, oh man, Super Mario World. This is the first game on this list that I actually do have somewhat of a nostalgic connection to. This was one of my first Wii U Virtual Console games, and I got it because, well, it just looks like a cool game. And trust me, when I started playing it for the first time, I fell in love. As you probably know, obviously Super Mario World was the first appearance of Yoshi, but did you know that Shigeru Miyamoto actually wanted Mario to ride on a dinosaur ever since Mario 1, even before Mario World existed? Hey, the more you know. Anyways, this is probably the best looking 2D Mario game out of all of them. It looks nice and colorful, and while you could argue that Mario 64 is just as colorful, you're right, it is, but Super Mario World doesn't have that ugly 64-bit look, and instead, it's more simplistic. The controls are just great, and they're so responsive. It's like when you do any input, it feels so good, like, yeah, that's the stuff. The world map is so fun to run around in. I love how it's all a big interconnected world, and it's a big step up from Mario 3's fairly limited worlds. And the Bowser fight at the end is just a blast. I like when Peach throws you a mushroom, it helps out noobs like me. So that's all I wanted to say about Super Mario World. All in all, I give this game a 5 out of 5. It's a masterpiece, really, and I recommend it to any Mario fans out there that somehow haven't played it by now. It has 72 levels, and all of them are an absolute blast. The next console we have is the Game Boy. Mario's premier game on the Game Boy is Super Mario Land, and I've never played this one. Like, at all. So this one won't really be a review, and instead it'll be sort of an impression segment of how I think the game looks. So with the Game Boy, Nintendo was basically trying to be like, hey, look at all these games that are like home console games, but they're not really home console games, and they can be taken on the go. Wow! And I'm pretty sure it does well at trying to do that, because it's fairly similar to Super Mario Bros. 1. And oh man, is this one weird! First of all, the story is that a weird space alien comes and hypnotizes all the people in the land. Also, it has these weird shoot-'em-up segments that are extremely unique to anything we've ever seen in the Mario series before. Oh yeah, in Mario Cheats on Peach. So that's kind of funny. And although these things may seem just a bit shaky, the one thing that I do know for a fact is the great soundtrack. And oh man, is it good. That overworld theme is so catchy, and it's Mario music at its finest. I give Mario Land a 4 out of 5. It's only a 4 because the game looks pretty bad by today's standards. However, it has great music, and also it's weird. But if anything, weird is a good thing, at least in my opinion. Now let's talk about the game's sequel, which is the last game we'll talk about in this video. Lastly, let's discuss Mario Land 2. This game I actually have played, but only for a little bit. Even though I've barely played this one at all, I've seen reviews of it, and honestly, from the looks of it, this is underrated! Holy cow, you guys! I can't believe I'm about to say this, but we should be thinking of this, okay? On the same level as Mario 3 or Mario 64. The reason I think this looks so underrated is that it's so different, and there's just charm bouncing off the walls here. If you want a good sense of how weird this game is, you literally go inside a giant statue of Mario in this game. If that's not enough for you, how about literally getting eaten by a turtle or going into actual space? Yeah, that's right. Even before Galaxy existed, Mario still went into space. Besides just how wacky and charming this game is, I like how the camera is more zoomed in than in Mario Land 1. It gives the graphics more room to be detailed than in the first one. Also, it's super neat how after every level you can play a little mini game to earn more lives. And guess what? You use coins to play it. That's right, coins aren't useless in this. I've also heard that it's kind of the sort of game where once you beat it, you want to replay it over and over again. And if that's the first thought that pops into your head after you beat the game, then you know for sure that you've made a good game. Somehow, someway, the sequel to a handheld game that's not even the best game to begin with, that one, the one that I've barely played at all, that's the one that I give the highest recommendation to. I give Super Mario Land 2 a perfect 5 out of 5. It has amazing visuals for a Game Boy game. The levels are absolutely gushing with charm, weirdness, and creativity, and the music is also pretty solid. Seriously, it's that good. And I've only played the first level. And that was all I had for this video. Man, I still can't believe that my favorite one out of all of them turned out to be Super Mario Land 2. Isn't it crazy how underrated some games can be? Anyways, join me next time where I go through all of the GameCube, N64, and DS Mario games. And soon enough, we will find out the answer to the eternal question. What is the greatest Mario game of all time? Remember to watch the next episode, ladies and gents. And if you don't, Dwayne will kill you in your sleep.